Posture in your invite is critical because you're going to get asked some questions, some of them very difficult. Some of them pretty common, like, hey, I don't have the time. I'm too busy to do that. Well, your posture around that, you could say, well, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, I kind of figured you were busy. Or you could say, hey, do you like being that busy? Or would you like to find something that would give you some more freedom? Completely different posture, right? So when someone starts to give you objections, you know, I don't have the money. I don't have, like, one of the funniest things I've heard in a long time. And really, it's, you guys should might try this, but you can only try this if your posture is good. If someone tells you, I don't have the money, it's okay for you to say, well, then you can't do this opportunity. But unfortunately, you're going to miss the next opportunity. So, would you like me to work with you on ways that you could get the money so that you don't miss this one? Hey, 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 what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the podcast. Excited for another podcast, another episode of the Freedom Factory. You guys, I love this brand, the Freedom Factory. I've been thinking about it a lot this week because it's just so good. Like, it's just so good. My vision, if you remember, is to create just this factory of people, or a factory where we create freedom. We're not creating people, but a factory of people that have checked in because they are in a network marketing opportunity, but they're not yet free. They haven't transitioned. They're making some money, but not the money, if you know what I mean. That's what this is about. This is the Freedom Factory. It's about you becoming free, not just through the commissions of your network marketing company, by the way. And today's episode is about posture, not literal posture. Well, I guess it could be. I was always big on that. I've seen people that try to do this business and their shoulders are kind of sunken in and they kind of like slump down and that portrays through the conversation, but that is not what this is about. This is about the words coming out of your mouth. It is a little bit about your body language, because you can't remove the two. You can't have really good posture, meaning the way you feel about something, backbone. Let's call it backbone. Like, you can't have a strong backbone and talk timid and be meek and kind of like reserved. Like, it kind of goes hand in hand. Like, if you've got backbone and you know what you're talking about, your eyes will tell the story, your hands will tell the story, your smile will tell the story. You just kind of ooze with confidence. And I know for a lot of people, uh, they have trouble with this. They don't ooze with confidence. They kind of ooze with doubt and fear and, oh, what do I say now? And so let's talk a little bit about the different scenarios. And then I'm going to tell you what I did to increase my belief, my posture. Belief, posture, they're kind of interchangeable. And I'll tell you that you're going to go through phases. You're going to go through phases where you were sky high and now you're not. And by the way, there are four pillars to belief: belief in your product or service, belief in your company, belief in network marketing, and then the final is belief in yourself. Okay. And you're not going to be 100% in all four all the time. There's usually one that's a little off. If you do get to 100% in all of those, man, you're lethal in this business. You're at that nirvana stage where everything is just going right. But I heard something recently, that either your group is growing or you're growing. meaning like the volume's not growing, but you're learning. Like learning is growth, right? And so that's part of the process. I hope that's why you guys come to this podcast, is to learn, to grow. And posture, guys, is so critical. So here's the first thing: posture in your invite is critical, because you're going to get asked some questions, some of them very difficult. Some of them pretty common, like, hey, I don't have the time. I'm too busy to do that. Well, your posture around that, you could say, well, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, I kind of figured you were busy. Or you could say, hey, do you like being that busy? Or would you like to find something that would give you some more freedom? Completely different posture, right? So when someone starts to give you objections, you know, I don't have the money. I don't have, like, one of the funniest things I've heard in a long time. And really, it's, you guys should might try this, but you can only try this if your posture is good. If someone tells you, I don't have the money, it's okay for you to say, well, then you can't do this opportunity. But unfortunately, you're going to miss the next opportunity. So, would you like me to work with you on ways that you could get the money so that you don't miss this one? I love that. Like, if someone says, I don't have the money, then you should be able to say, well, I'm sorry, then you're going to miss this. You can't do it. No one likes being told they can't do it. No one likes being told no to something. So they're like telling you no, like, I don't have the money. They're thinking they're out, but then you twist it, you spin it, and you tell them, well, then you're going to miss this one, and you're going to miss the next opportunity that comes your way. That's probably not what you want. So, do you want me to work with you and teach you how you can get to be a part of this one, even with little to no money? Does that interest you? See, that is posture all day long. On the invite, it's important because you're going to hear time, money. Is it one of those pyramid things? Like, you know, early on when someone would say, is it one of those things? I would try to justify it. Oh, no, it's not like that one, or it's not like this one, or it's not what you're thinking. And then I realized that didn't work. So then I started kind of flipping it and saying things like, it absolutely is one of those things. When's the last time you did one? Or it absolutely is network marketing. I wouldn't have brought it to you if it was anything else. Try that one day. Like, it's absolutely network marketing. I wouldn't be interested if it was anything else. Can I tell you why? Um, or you could even say, yeah, it's just like every other corporation. It's just like every other employee. Like, your favorite sports team is a pyramid. I can promise you, the players and the coaches that make millions of dollars, they don't make as much as the owner. Like, your favorite sports team. Like, I used to tell people sometimes when they would say, is this one of those things? I would say, yeah, it's just like your favorite sports team. And they'd be like, what? Like, I was talking to a lot of guys, right? Um, I would say, yeah. So who's your favorite sports team? You like the Patriots? Cool. Do the players make millions? Yep. Do the owners, do the coaches make millions? Yep. Do they make more than Robert Kraft, the owner? No. Okay, is there more players and coaches than one owner? Yes. By the way, who pays for those salaries? And they would say, the owner. Well, yeah, the owner writes the check, but where's the money come from? The millions of fans. That's where the money comes from. The people watching the games, buying the tickets, buying the jerseys. That's where the money comes from. Do any of those people make any money? Nope. They don't make a penny. And then you can say, that's exactly the opportunity I'm putting in front of you. There are a lot of people that take our products as pure customers. They're not interested in earning money. They're just interested in getting better health. Just like the fans are not interested in anything other than watching the game and enjoying the game. But the people that are responsible for educating them on this product are earning commissions. And I just thought maybe you might want to be one of them. Simple as that. Once you know what you know, then it's easy for you to be able to have posture, but you've got to have belief, right? So you need to know what network marketing is all about and what it's not. You cannot believe, listen, you can't believe what your prospects believe and expect to win the conversation. You just can't. You have to believe on a different level. You cannot believe on their level. You got to believe on a bigger level because we know the essence of sales is transferring belief. Okay, so that's the invite. What about follow up? What about follow up? You follow up with someone and you might say, hey, remember that thing I told you about 2 months ago? I know it's not for you, but since we've talked, my check is increased by this amount of money. Do you know anyone looking to make some extra money? You see, that's a whole different way of following up, right? Because immediately when you follow up with them, they're not thinking, that you're going to be asking for someone else's name. They're not thinking, what they're thinking is you're trying to sell something to them. So take that away. Posture, like say, hey, I know this isn't for you, unless something's changed. What I'm interested about today is if there's anyone else that you might know, because this thing's taking off. And I know it's not for you, but see what this is, guys, is that's the indirect way of prospecting. It's the indirect way. You could the same thing, like you could go to someone and say, maybe for the first time out of the gates, they don't know anything and you're inviting them. You could say, hey, I've come across a literal breakthrough, like if it's in the legal business or wellness. Let's say it's wellness. I've literally got my hands on a wellness breakthrough. And I'm trying to get this in front of as many medical professionals as possible. Who are the top people you know? Like, I would love to talk to your doctors. I'm trying to find this network. Would you mind sharing the names and phone numbers of your top medical professionals so that I can introduce this product to them? And I can promise you there's going to be people that will say, well, what is it? And that's all you're asking for. That's really all you want, is for that door to open. But you're still not even talking to them. So you can tell them what it is and then say, don't you think your doctor would be interested in taking advantage of this financially? Like, it's not even them. And sooner or later, you're going to find some people that go, well, wait. Can I do this? Can I be a part of this? It's posture, guys. It's 100% posture in your effectiveness in inviting and following up, the whole nine. Even when you're doing presentations, like when you advance to building a team and now you're doing presentations, your posture in front of the room, like you have to be able to speak with authority. And the way you do that is by well, here's how we did it. Here's how I got my posture up. Number one is there is power in proximity. So in the beginning, you're not going to have any posture because you don't know anything yet. So you have to get around people that have posture. So every week, I made sure I was around people that believed bigger than me, that had stronger posture than me. Because when I would hear them speak, it would give me confidence. It would remind me that I'm on the right team. I'm saying the right things. So, rule number one is get around people that have posture. Get around people that understand the process on a higher level than you and let that feed into you. Okay. The other thing is become a student of the industry of network marketing. I had no idea how big network marketing is. I literally wish, guys, that you guys could crawl into my head and or come into this office and hear some of the conversations that I have. Just today, this morning, I've had a conversation with a CEO of a network marketing company. I've had conversations with international leaders this morning that have been selling in excess of $5 million a month in sales for quite some time now. And the conversations are not like they're super excited on that. They're like, that number is not big enough. 5 million a month in sales, guys. And so I wish you could come and hear these conversations, because when you know the enormity of this opportunity and someone says to you, I don't have any time or I don't have any money, like in my mind, when someone says, I don't have any money, I just want to say, do you realize how many millions of dollars are moving right now in commissions, and you're telling me you don't have any money? Like, that's like me giving you like the keys to a Porsche and you saying I'm not interested. Like, if I had the keys to a brand new 911 and I said first person that gives me $100 gets the keys, do you think anyone would not be looking for the $100? Of course not. Everybody would be looking for the $100 because they know the value. The difference with network marketing is most people don't know the value. Most people don't know the value of the opportunity that's right in front of them. And once you know, you have massive posture. The question is, or the trick is getting to the know, getting to knowing what you have. Okay. So educating yourself on your company, educating yourself on the industry. I dug in. I mean, YouTube is a great resource for you to be able to learn things that you didn't know before. But getting in the conversations, being introduced to other people in the industry will help your posture getting around these conversations. Also, one of the best things is hearing the success stories. Like, every time I hear a big time success story on a product, I get excited all over again. Like, wow, like we really got something incredible. Or even a book. Like, there was a book release recently that has literally blown my mind on the information that's in there. And it's further validated the science behind some of the products I'm aware of. And it has raised my belief. It has strengthened my posture. I mean, I've like last week, I was in a room full of doctors and I could care less that I was in a room full of doctors. Like, oh goodness, like what question are they going to ask me? I hope they don't ask me something I don't know. No, they may ask me something I don't know. I mean, doctors, are highly educated people for the most part. If they ask me something I don't know, that doesn't mean my product doesn't work. It just means I don't know the answer to their question. But here's what I do know: with just a little bit of education and research, I know light years more than that doctor about my product or service and how it works. And I can educate them. A fool thinks they know everything. When you start realizing that you can learn something from every human on this earth, I mean, not to get into the weeds, but one of my first jobs, businesses I bought, I hired a homeless man. The guy that was my buddy that was supposed to go down and work with me bailed on me. I had to go down to Fort Lauderdale to do this job. It's not really a one person job. So as I'm pulling off of I-95 in Fort Lauderdale, there's a guy holding a sign, "I'll work for food." I hired that guy. He worked with me for 2 days. And I learned a lot about homeless people in 2 days. I learned a lot about him. I learned a lot about how your decisions. This guy was an electrical contractor. Boy, I'm really getting off into the weeds. Electrical contractor whose truck got stolen. He didn't have insurance, couldn't afford to get a new truck, and went downhill financially. It led to a divorce, and the guy lost everything. Homeless because of a truck theft. Now, that's not the only reason. I mean, there's a lot of excuses there, because if someone stole my truck, I wouldn't be going homeless. But nevertheless, guys, you can learn from everyone. In fact, I know this podcast is about posture today, but every one of you should wake up every day. John Maxwell taught me this, and intentionally in your mind say, "This is the person I want to learn." Like, if you're going to be around certain people, if you know you got some appointments for the day, you need to be intentional about learning every day, not necessarily just reading a book or listening to an audio, but people that are around you. Ask questions. Even if they're younger than you, less educated than you, they make less money than you can learn from them. Like, even your neighbors, talk to your neighbors, find out what they do for a living, find out how they were successful. Ask questions. These things will make you wiser. But getting back on task here, ask a lot of questions about your company, your product, your service, your comp plan, so that when people give you objections, or when you're presenting the opportunity, you speak with certainty and posture, that no matter what they say, like I love it to this day if someone says, "Is this one of those things? Is this one of those pyramids?" Because I know I know what corporate structure looks like. Delta Airlines is a pyramid. Is it an illegal pyramid? No, it's a legal company. It's a publicly traded company. I mean, there's a massive difference between a pyramid scheme and a legal corporation that's moving products and services through the MLM model. There are schemes and scams in every industry. Like, you guys know this, right? Like, there are schemes and scams in the education profession or realm. There are schemes and scams in the medical world, in the political world. There are every facet of the business world. There are schemes and scams. Okay, it's our job to do our due diligence and find goods and services, companies that are not, and that can elevate our life. Companies that have goods and services that make our lives better. That is our job, right? And so it's an incredible opportunity if you can partner with one of these companies. Like, I wished I could partner with Delta. The most they'll give me to partner with them is some points. I get some extra points. Big deal. Like, I wish Delta would offer me the ability to send customers there and then have multiple levels of compensation, that the more I sent, and I mean, that would be fantastic, but they don't do that. I wish the local boat dealerships would do that, because I love the boats I have. I wish they would let me send people down there, and the more people I sent, it built. They don't do that. But find a company that does in network marketing. It's pretty easy. That's why network marketing is so incredible. And that's why I have posture around it. Like, I can ask those questions, like, what's wrong with network marketing? And then I would say to them, like, what's your favorite sports team? I've already told you that story, right? That I go down that line. Or if I'm talking to someone that's big into, cars, what's your favorite car? And then I would ask them, hey, would you like it if you were able to make $500 every time someone bought a BMW that you sent? Yeah. And then what about if they sent someone and they made 500, but you made 100 when they sent someone? Like, would that be cool too? And what if, like, we could do this over and over and over, where you were making, maybe if there were now 400 or 500 people sending people to BMW and you got a small percentage of all those sales, would that be okay with you? Would that be all right? Would that be a good opportunity for your family? Of course it would. So it's irrelevant, guys. When people give you objections, it's irrelevant what they're saying when you have posture. So how do you get it? Power and proximity. Get around people that believe bigger than you. That's going to happen on calls. It's going to happen on YouTube. It's going to happen in books. It's going to happen at live events. One of the best things you can do to get posture is to do the old school way of three-way calls. Put some prospects on a three-way call or video chat and let someone with posture answer the questions and you listen. Answer the objections and you listen to the way it's explained. You'll come off that call feeling 10 foot tall. I tell my people all the time, put me on a three-way call. I'm going to do my best to close the deal for you, but here's what I can promise you when the call's over. When the call's over, you're going to feel better about this opportunity than before you got on the call. Think about that. What if everybody on your team would do a three-way call once or twice a week? And the call was so good with the way you handled the objections, your new consultants or distributors, they felt better about being in the opportunity. That would be great, because when people are feeling better, their beliefs going up, they stick around. So, like, that's a whole nother conversation we can have around ways to increase your posture, is just participating in your systems. Knowing that your systems work. That's another way to have posture. Like, if you guys are having people rank events, things are working. So anyway, guys, I hope some of this lands right for you, because if someone's giving you objections, or if someone says, are you in one of those things, and you kind of like don't want to answer the question, or like I say, if you've not put a ring on the finger of network marketing, if you're still kind of like scared to tell people it's network marketing, that's a big red flag that your posture is not right. And you got to flip it, because if you don't flip it, then the energy is all wrong. Like, you're going to be the one trying to answer their questions and please them. And no, you got to flip that. You've got to absolutely flip that, so that they understand you're the ones with the answers and you're the one with the opportunity, not them being in control of the conversation. And the only way you're going to do that is by having posture. So I think I've said it enough. I think you guys got it for today. Now it's up to you to go do this. Like, go put in the work, go put the hours in. It's probably going to take you 2 to 5 hours a week, especially in the beginning of study, videos, conversations, just being a student, being a student. Be a student of your products and services, your company, network marketing, all of that. Put 2 to 5 hours in at least. The more, the better. And your posture will start to grow because your paycheck will start growing. All right, guys, you guys have a great week. We'll see you next week on the Freedom Factory. Bye-bye.